Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land, all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 69 degrees, going up to a beautiful 86. Still feels like summer. It's fall, but it still feels a little like summer. But the mornings are amazing because the weather's so nice. I gotta tell y'all something funny. So, I was born in Georgia. But I was raised in Jersey. My uncle lives with me. He was born in Georgia. He spent more time in Georgia than I did. And so he walked outside yesterday on the patio, and when he walked outside, a lizard fell on his head. And he had me cracking up this morning. He said he had a soda in one hand, a cigarette in the other hand, and he walked out on the patio, and the lizard fell down on his head, and he dropped everything. He said he just knew something really big fell on his head. He had me cracking up, y'all. I was cracking up this morning. He's like, man, I was swatting my head, and he said, and then after he knocked that lizard down, here comes a little baby lizard across the patio. I was like, Lord, I'm so glad that wasn't me. And what was crazy is I almost went outside on the patio yesterday. And I was like, well, I don't have time. I got to go do the show. And I didn't go. And had I walked out there and a lizard fell on my head, I would have lost my hair. I would have lost my ponytail, I'm sure, because I would have lost it. So that was funny. We were downstairs in the kitchen talking this morning. He was telling me that story. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, oh, my God. I would have lost it, y'all. Y'all would have been looking for me. I would have been totally crazy, like lost it. Like, what happened to her? Yeah, it wouldn't have been nice. It would not have been nice. Can you imagine walking out your door and a lip fall on your head? Like, just think about that for a second. My uncle said he dropped his soda. He had a soda in his hand, and he literally dropped the soda out of his hand and dropped his cigarette to get the lizard off the top of his head. So I just know me. I would have just, yeah, because snakes and I remember when I was little, right? And we were still in Albany. So snakes and some snakes and lizards were things that we saw on a regular basis. Like, that wasn't like anything new. Like, we would see those on a regular basis. Now, as a grown woman, not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So I would have totally lost it. Anyway, let's get on with this show. I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my godson, Dejon Edwards. He's 31 today. Yeah, 31 years old. Happy birthday, Dejon, baby. I wish you many more. Today is his birthday. So I told y'all I had a whole lot of birthdays here in Gwinnett County. Like, I mean, not Gwinnett, and here in September. Like, and I still have, I think that's it. I think that's all the birthdays for September today, because September is over tomorrow. So I had a lot of birthdays, and I missed some. That's the crazy part. Like, I think I missed about 5. And these are all people that are close to me, and I'm normally pretty good with birthdays, but it was so many till I missed some. But anyway, happy birthday, Dejon. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's also National Women's Health and Fitness Day, National VFW Day, and National Coffee Day. I know every day is National Coffee Day. Like, I wanted the coffee shop sell more coffee today because it's National Coffee Day. I don't know. I don't really drink coffee. I'll drink an iced coffee every now and again. And when I started drinking iced coffee, I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get their not even iced coffee. I would get the God, what was that thing? I can't even think of the name of it. But it was like, oh my God, it's at Dunkin' Donuts and it's not iced coffee. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, I would drink that, and I've drank that a few times, but it's loaded with sugar, so I stopped drinking it. But it was delicious. God, I can't think of the name of it. But it's like crushed ice in. It's like a coffee slushy. That's what it's like. And I can't think of the name. It'll come to me. It'll come back to me. Anyway, let's get on with our horoscopes, brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, Wednesday. Yes, it is hump day. You have made it to the middle. You are in the middle. Y'all only got a couple of days left. You're going to make it. It's all right. Hump day, September the 29th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Join a choir or a drama club. You may be considering moving to larger quarters. Your high energy and discipline will enable you to complete any seemingly insurmountable task. You can make money through solid investment plans. It was so funny because y'all know I get up every morning. I get on a mastermind call with like 500 people, 500 entrepreneurs. And the gentleman on this morning, he was talking about building corporate credit, business credit, fixing your personal credit. And you know what's crazy is you hear people talk about that stuff, but when you hear somebody who really knows what they're talking about talk about that stuff, it's like, man, this guy knows his stuff. I'm talking about with confidence. Like, you could tell people who don't know stuff, they don't talk with confidence. He was talking with confidence. He was just what people were asking him questions, and he was coming right back with the answer. That's when you know somebody knows their stuff. And you ain't got to question whether he knows his stuff, because he knows his stuff, and he was saying things. And I mean, just like, it was like the quickness with it. You know what I mean? It was like, wow. But he was talking about, you know, how to, because a lot of times as small business owners, we use all of our personal money to do our business. I know I do. And I was like, man, I got to stop doing that. You know, I got to stop using my personal money to fund things in the business. But I'll do that, and I'll transfer money around, things like that. When it's something that I really, really want, and if the business account does not have the amount of money in that I need, I'll move it over, and that's not a good thing. And so he was talking about personal credit, investments, and things like that. But anyway, you want to have a solid investment plan, Aries, and you want to have a solid business plan. Now I know there's some things that I definitely have to tighten up with building this network out, so I'm working on those things. And it's not a lot; it's just some little things that I've let slip through the cracks. And listen, I'm just being honest. When you're a solopreneur, things slip through the crack, you know. So there are some things that I have let slip through the crack that I have to go back and fix and pull together and make it all make sense, because I'm going into another stage of my company, and it's exciting. It's a little scary because it's a bigger stage, but it's exciting. So building out the Noise Podcast Network, I'm excited about that. I slept good though. I slept good about that. I'm telling y'all, when you find that thing, you sleep better. I'm just trying to help somebody out today. I feel like somebody needs to hear the word. Taurus, your pilgrimage may end up being fruitless. You might want to spend some time by yourself in order to decide exactly how you feel. You need some alone time. You can get the support from groups that you belong to if you're willing to go and step out on the limb and voice your opinions. Now listen. You can get the help, but you got to be willing to take the risk and step out on that limb. Are you willing? Are you willing, Taurus, to take that risk? Are you willing to step out on the limb? Do you want the help? Because that's what it all boils down to. If you want the help, you got to be willing to step out on the limb. Gemini, children may pose a problem if they don't like your suggestions. Some relatives will be extremely perplexing. Don't force your opinions on friends or relatives unless you are prepared to lose their favor. Listen, don't force anything on anybody. Here's the thing. If you got to force it, then it just don't fit. Oh, my goodness. I should have said that at the end of the show. If you have to force it, it just doesn't fit. So don't try to force your opinions on other folks. And speaking of opinions, we're going to talk about that on the other side. Because I got a story about parents and their children and wearing masks. Hey, listen, you can't force people. Cancer. Help others solve their dilemmas. Trips will be more than adventurous. This is a great day for a trip. All right, Cancer, take a road trip. Take a short road trip. Go somewhere nice. I want to go to Helen. Like, we went to Helen one time. Helen, Georgia. Helen is like this cute little town. It's like German inspired. I had some kind of grilled cheese. It was delicious. With some kind of, I don't know, with some kind of grilled cheese with some kind of jam or jelly or something. And it was crazy because they said to me, nobody has ever ordered it that way. So I always go to the restaurants and make up my own stuff. Like, yeah, hey, you got some? I can go and get calamari, and they want to give me marinara sauce. I'm like, yeah, you got any like sweet sauce, like a chili sauce or something? Now, some places sell calamari with chili sauce. Most of them sell calamari with marinara sauce. I want sweet chili or peppercorn or something like that. So I always go to the restaurant and kind of, if they got it, I'm like, yeah, you got this, you got. And sometimes I ask before I order, hey, do you have any of this? Because if they say yes or no, that depends on what I order off the menu. I know. I can be a little fickle when it comes to my food. Leo, business conducted in your office will proceed smoothly. That's good. You will find that friends or relatives may not understand your needs. Put your energy into self-improvement programs that promise to make you into a better you. Be the best you can be. Work on yourself. I'm constantly in a work mode on me. I woke up this morning, I felt good, and I said, okay, I feel like the business is good, at a good place. Now, and this is what I said. I said, now I have to work on my spirituality. I woke up and that's what was on my mind. I got to work on my spirituality because my stars are telling me I need to get closer to the universe, closer to the maker. And I'm a little bit distant. So I got to work on that. Virgo, entertainment should include the whole family or a lot of your friends. You can win if you open if you're opening up front with your boss. Avoid confrontations with your colleagues. You can win. You can win. You can win. You can win if you open up and be up front with your boss. And any colleagues giving you problems, avoid them. Avoid them like the plague. You got good things going on, Virgo. Open up to your colleagues. Don't listen. Stay out of your colleagues. Open up to your boss, but stay away from the colleagues because they're just trying to cause trouble. They could be trying to stop you from doing what they know you're about to do. So watch yourself. I'm just trying to help you out. All right, listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong without restraint to go on together. To go on together. To go on together. Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong without restraint to go on together. To go on together. To go on together.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Make changes regarding your relationships. Minor accidents could cause trauma and major setbacks. Watch for empty promises that may give you false hope. Yeah, watch out for them empty promises. Sometimes people want to promise you the world and they deliver nothing. So watch out. I don't want to give you false hope, so don't listen. Be careful. Scorpio, there's a good chance that they won't come back. There's a good chance they probably shouldn't, actually. Don't make large purchases unless you have discussed your choices with your mate. Don't be a pest or a troublemaker today. Scorpio, listen, chances are they may not come back. So in the meantime, don't become a pest or a troublemaker. Nobody likes pests. Nobody likes troublemakers. Sagittarius, relationships will be emotional today. Changes in your domestic scene are apparent. It might be time for you to take a quantum leap from one career to another. Listen, quantum leaps can be good. They can be. I know they're a little scary, but they could be good. So it may be that time for you, Sagittarius. You've been sitting on the fence. You know it's time. You've been sitting on the fence. Now it's time for you to say, you know what? I'm about to do it. Go ahead and do it. Jump now. Jump now. You'll land on your feet. You will. But you got to jump first. Capricorn, work quietly at your own goals and forget about situations that you can do little about. Entertainment could cost you more than you expect. Don't let the reactions of others get you going. Yeah, work on your own stuff. Forget about everybody else's situations. You know, you can't do anything about them anyway. Work on your own goals. That's important. Set some goals. We're in the last quarter of this year. We are in the last quarter of this year. What have you accomplished? What do you need to work on? What's your plan for 2022? I know it seems like it's too early, but it's not. We're about to be in October on Friday. It's about to be October the 1st. We're in the last quarter of this year. So work on your goals. Look at what you've accomplished so far. You still got 90 days to accomplish even more. And then set the big monster goal. Because I got a big monster goal for 2021. 2022. It's a conference. I'm gonna do it because I've been saying this for years. I don't do events, but it's not a conference. It's gonna be a summit. So it's a summit. I'll talk about it later. Not yet, not ready yet, but I will be talking about it pretty soon because it's gonna probably take place in April, and it could be in awards because I'm up in the air about it. But it's gonna be something nice. Aquarius, don't be angry. Be on your guard. Your own small business on the side could ease your financial stress. Heed the advice given by family or reliable friends. Heed that advice, right? Your own small business on the side could ease your financial stress. And it's true. You may be under some pressure right now, but what I would suggest that you do is look at what you can do on the side. Now, let me just say this. Starting a small business is not easy. You can start it, it's simple, but to run it and grow it is not easy. If you're just looking to make some money on the side, if you know how to crochet, if you know how to draw, if you know how to sing, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you this real quick. So you know with all my shows, and I have 6, I have to order intros and outros because although I talk a lot, I don't like to hear my voice on the intro and outro. I want to hear different voices. And so I pay for intros and outros. So for those of you who don't know, intro is the recording that you hear before you hear the show. Like the recording that I play every morning before I come on and start talking, that's an intro. At the end of every show, I play the outro. That's the closing of the show. It tells you about, if you like this episode, be sure to follow us on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. That's the outro. I go to Fiverr all the time, and I pay for intros and outros all the time. And there's one lady on there. Her name is Chelsea. She has a beautiful voice. So on my Wise Woman Invest podcast, if you listen to that, you'll hear her voice. On my upcoming Built Together, which is my tech podcast, you'll hear her voice on that. I just found the guy's name is Rico. He has a great voice. And so I ordered his voice for Popcorn and Politics, right? Now, for each one of those people, I pay between $50 and $55. And I have to go back and order an intro and outro for the District Attorney's podcast. So that's another $50 that we're going to be spending on podcasts, just intros. And this has happened probably in the last 3-4 days. Now, I've ordered about three intros and outros from Chelsea. So as a client, just in a matter of probably 3-4 months, she's made over $150 off of me. So I said all that to say, you may not think that you have a gift that people will pay for. They will. Go to Fiverr, go to Upworks, go to Thumbtack. These are places where you go to anywhere that you can sell your gifts on the side. Set up a profile and then put yourself out there. And people will pay you because people are looking for you. They're looking for you. They want you to help them. So listen, put yourself out there. Make the extra money on the side. And going to a site like Fiverr doesn't cost you anything except for some time. You put up a nice profile. You set your price points. And then you start marketing your Fiverr profile. If you know how to draw, let me tell you, if you know how to draw, graphic artists can make a ton of money. I go there, I get graphic work done. Sometimes when I can't do the logo that I want, I go there, I get a logo done. I've spent so much money on Fiverr, that's because I love them. Now I'm going to go to Fiverr and hire a VA because I need help doing some things, right? And so go there and put yourself out there, Aquarius. I know that was a long way around, but I just wanted to share that with you. Like, you got a gift. All of you right now, listen to the sound of my voice. You have a gift that you can monetize. Trust me. It's something that you do that somebody will pay you for. I run my mouth. People will pay me for that. They want to get on the show. They want me to interview them. They want me to do all these things. So you have a gift that you can monetize. You just gotta have the courage to do it. That's the thing. Most of the time we got these gifts, we don't have the courage to monetize them. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, organize social events or family gatherings. Expect to pay more than anticipated for entertainment or purchases. Don't force your opinion on others. The connections will be short-lived. I ain't force my opinion on nobody. Listen, I'm to the point right now. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Either you with it or you not, and it's okay. I'm not forcing my opinion. Listen, fish, I don't know about you, but this fish right here, not forcing my opinion on anyone. Now, here's the thing. I just talked about organizing events. I fall short in that department. I fall short in organizing events. However, I'm planning one for 2022. I'm going to get some help, though. I'm not going to try to do it by myself. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to give you your horoscopes and to bring you a guest. Yes. So you want to make sure you tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. to listen to the guest. I have amazing guests on Thursday, so you want to jump in there and listen to what we got to say. All right, listen, y'all. Every time I see these stories right here, now this is I think of marketing because I'm a marketer. You know, I'm a business owner. I'm always thinking about how to step outside the box. So anyway, Oreo. I ain't mad at Oreo. I think it was genius. Oreo made a limited edition Pokemon Oreo cookie. Yep, I said it. Pokemon Oreo cookie. And it's been listed. The cookies are on eBay for thousands of dollars. I just had to share that story with you guys because you got to think I need to come up with something limited edition. I can tell y'all this. When I had my limited edition dolls, the big beautiful dolls, they made money. I need something simple. You know, manufacturing a doll in Hong Kong, that's not simple. Because it takes a lot of everything. You know, and I've tried to go back and I have the same manufacturer that when I sent the wax to them, when we sent them the clay, they sent us back wax. And then we got the clay, we took the sculptor turned the clay into wax, we took the wax and we sent it to Hong Kong, they sent us back vinyl, right? That's a process. So I need something like a cookie. I need to do a limited edition Good Morning Gwinnett cookie. That's a good idea. Hold up, wait a minute. Anyway, Oreo they have a limited edition Pokemon cookie. Now I'm looking at the cookie, and I'm trying to remember what Pokemon looked like, because what I'm looking at looked like an owl. The cookie looks like, is Pokemon an owl? Because it looks like an owl. Yeah, like an owl. Anyway, the cookie is on Oreo, and how much would you pay for this cookie? Yeah, thousands of dollars for a cookie, but there are people who love Pokemon and they will pay for that. They said, in the world of Pokemon seeing Mew, I guess that's the one that's on the cookie, is almost akin to seeing a unicorn. As art imitates life, finding Mew on an Oreo cookie is just as miraculous in its own way. I need to find Mew. I need to go find them Oreo cookies. I probably ate Mew, because I just ate some Oreo cookies the other day. So much so that the cookies featuring Mew on them now being sold on eBay for thousands of dollars, with one seller asking for as much as $10,000 for a cookie. It's a cookie. It's a limited edition cookie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, can you make something limited edition? Yeah. Yep. Instagram, the Pokemon Oreos, nearly 2,000 posts on Instagram about that cookie. I ain't mad at Nabisco, because everybody talking about the cookie, and it's just gonna drive up the need for people to want to have that cookie that love Pokemon, and that's gonna make people want to just go out and get Oreos and buy Oreos and see if they got a pack of Oreos that's got a Pokemon. I want to go buy some. It's gonna drive people out, right, to buy a bunch of Oreos and look and see is the Pokemon on their Oreo cookie. It would have been nice if it was like a treasure hunt kind of thing, like go out and get a. Nah, that's a good idea. I ain't mad at Nabisco. They gotta sell cookies. So what better way to do it than to put like Pokemon on them and to have everybody going crazy and talk about them like me? Like I was like, genius. It's genius. Because you're thinking about Pokemon. Nabisco is saying, okay, this what's gonna happen. We're gonna put it out there, right? That this cookie got Pokemon on it. Pokemon fans gonna go nuts, right? Everybody gonna go to the store and try to buy some cookies to see if Pokemon is on the cookie, and then that's going to shoot up the price of the sales of cookies going to go sky high. That's the plan. I wasn't even in the boardroom when they came with that strategy. I just know that's the plan because it makes sense. Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box. Oh man. Okay, so this next story, y'all. These stories right here tiring me out, and I get it. I understand. But anyway, there are some great Gwinnett parents who said, you know what, I don't want my kid to wear a mask. And so they're saying that it's all political, that the pharmaceutical companies own CDC. It's a political pawn. It's all these things, right? And this is in the AJC this morning. They don't want their children to wear masks. They're saying it's causing them stress. It's causing them not to learn. One lady, now this is what I thought was interesting. We all know that COVID-19 is a respiratory disease. We know that already. We know that 1 million people or more have died, right? People who have underlying issues are more likely to be affected than people who don't. This woman says in this article on AJC that her daughter has a respiratory issue, but she doesn't want her to wear a mask. Now, I got to tell you, I hate wearing a mask. I do. And I forget plenty of times. But what I can tell you is that I believe that wearing a mask could save your child's life. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to force it on anybody. But there are parents right now who just don't believe that the coronavirus is real. And when I look at these people and I said, man, do you know how many people have died because of this? And this woman right here, though, this is what struck me. She says, my daughter has a respiratory illness and I don't want her to wear a mask. I don't want her to wear the mask. So I'm trying to understand, how is it political? I'm trying to understand, how is it fake? I'm just trying to understand a lot about people's thought process. And I don't think I'm ever gonna learn. But anyway, if you want to read that story, go to ajc.com, because I thought that was interesting. Like this, people are suing. They don't want their kids to wear masks. They done took them out of school. All these kind of things. But the part of that story that stuck out to me was a woman who said, my daughter has breathing problems, which means she has respiratory problems, and I don't want her to wear a mask. Yep. They're worried about social interactions with the kids. I get it, all of these things. But I want y'all to know, and this is what I believe in. I'm not trying to force my opinions or my beliefs on anybody. I believe that our world has changed so much, and it's going to continue to change. This is not going to be the only abnormal thing that's going to happen. That's going to make us shift the way we shift doing things the way we normally do them. This is not going to be it, because that's not how we live. If you go back and look at history, we have made all kinds of shifts. We have had to survive on this earth. And if we plan on staying on this earth, which I know a lot of people are trying to go to Mars, you're going to have to make the shift, unfortunately. Because things are going to come, and look, we got mad scientists all over the world just creating stuff that's going to attack us. And this right here won't be the last thing to attack us. I'm for, let's put out good energy to the universe so good things happen. But things are going to happen. Things are going to change. And so you're going to have to get used to that. I know some people hate change. I don't like being in the box either. Nobody hates being in the box more than me. I don't. That's why I'm a free spirit. Like, anytime I'm restricted the way I do things, I am uncomfortable. I am. Right? Because I'm a free spirit. But I also know that I love my family, and I would do anything to protect them. If there was anything I could have done, I'm talking about anything. I don't even know and I had asked this, what could I have done to save my mother? I can't think of nothing. But just know, had I known my mom was going to, we washed hands. We walked around with gloves on. We had masks on. We had all of these things. We thought we were doing everything we were supposed to. And we couldn't save her. Somebody contracted it, and we all got it. Even with all of the hand sanitizer, bottles and bottles of hand sanitizer. Clorox wipes when we can get it. Lysol, everything. We had it all. And the coronavirus snuck in my house and claimed my mother's life. And so for me, I'm going to do anything I can to protect the rest of my family. Yep. And that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to force it on anybody, because I know that's what our horoscope said. Just sharing. All right, I'm going to go to a song, because that's heavy for me right there. I feel scared for children. And I don't understand parents' process of thinking, especially the lady with the kid with the breathing problem. Like my mother had COPD, and probably if she did not have COPD, she would have survived coronavirus, but she did because she had an underlying issue. And her lungs were bad. We knew her lungs were already bad. So that's why we tried to do everything we could to protect her. But we couldn't in the long run, even though we did so much. When I tell you we got all kind of masks and all kind of, we couldn't. So for me, me personally, I'm going to do all I can. But that's just my opinion. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County, so stay tuned. Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County and beyond. So Gwinnett County waived convenient fees for property tax payments. Yep, so there won't be no convenient fees. So property owners in Gwinnett County can now pay their tax bill online with a debit or a credit card without any convenience fees. The tax commissioner, Tiffany Porter, announced that on Tuesday. The county allocated about $1.5 million of the American Rescue Plan Act funds to cover the cost of convenient fees, which normally run about 2 to 2.25% of the taxes owed by the individual. So those fees are going to be waived. Ms. Porter said she wanted to waive those. She said it's safer for people to pay online, so it makes sense to cover the convenient fees, Porter said in the news release, which is true. So instead of having to go into somewhere and stand in line to pay, it's a lot safer to just and simpler and easy, just go online and pay. Some people still don't like to go online and pay stuff. Me personally, I want to pay everything online. I don't want to go into anywhere and pay anything because it's quick. Like I can use my phone to pay things. So now you'll be able to pay your tax bill online, and you don't have to pay convenient fees. So I think that's cool. How much of that? So the $1.5 million of the American Rescue Plan Act. Remember, I told y'all about that yesterday. I think it's like $181 million that Gwinnett has. So a chunk of that is going to go so you can pay your bill online. You don't have to pay the fees. I think that's a good thing. I really, really do. I do. Lawrenceville said, listen, if we get a false burglar alarm from you, you're going to get a fine. Yep. Resident and business owners in Lawrenceville will soon find fines in their mailboxes if they accidentally set off the alarm too many times. If you have too many false alarms at your house or your business, you're going to get fined. The city council adopted an ordinance on Monday evening that levies fines against residents after their third false alarm and businesses after their second false alarm. So the decision comes after a months-long discussion that started among city officials and law enforcement in February. I talked about that in February because it's too many false alarms. So now this is what's going to happen to you. I talked about this. I don't think it was February. I think it was after February, but I talked about this. So this is what's going to happen. After the third fire alarm, residents are going to have to pay $25 and $100 after that for every alarm after that. You're going to get a fine. Businesses will be fined $50 for their second alarm and $200 for their third false alarm and $400 every alarm after the third. Let me say that again. So residents are going to pay $25 for their third false alarm. They're going to pay $100 after the third. Businesses, on the other hand, they're going to pay $50 for their second alarm. They're going to pay $200 for their third alarm, and every alarm after that is $400. So you better be careful and make sure your alarm system is working properly or you are going to get fined. Yep, because there are a lot of false alarms, and that costs the county a lot of money because the officers have to go out to these false alarms. So every time an officer go out to a false alarm, that costs money. Yep, so it estimated last year they spent about $375,000 on false alarms. That is nuts. You're going to get it now. So y'all better make sure that, listen, you don't want to pay that bill. You better make sure that alarm is working properly. I'm just trying to help somebody out. Yes, I'm just trying to help you out. A developer plans to place 94 single homes on New Hope Road. Wait a minute. A developer plans to place 94 single-family homes along New Hope Road in Lawrenceville. The city council unanimously voted to add 28 acres of the 38 acres property and the city limits rezone the land. The action taking place on Monday will allow Landever. Oh, they call it, instead of Endeavor, they call it Landever. Landever, a real estate developer, to place homes priced above $300,000 on the property. They have lost their minds. Is any acreage coming with those prices? See, this is my problem, and I'm not knocking the realtors, the developers. So you're charging upwards of $300,000. I'm trying to wrap my head around where they are on New Hope Road, because some parts of New Hope Road does not garner a $400,000 house. So I'm trying to picture exactly where they're going to put these $400,000 houses. I think the problem is right now the market has went crazy and the price of houses are sky high. People want new houses, but now you're talking about building a $400,000 house. I'm trying to figure out where on New Hope Road. Anyway, the residential project will consist of 3 and 4 bedroom homes with 2-car garages. It will likely be completed by 2024. They're going to be 1-story homes. 1-story homes will be at least 2,000 square feet, and 2-story homes are going to be 2,020 square feet, 2,200 square feet. So they're ready. I'm trying to figure out where that is on New Hope Road. The developer requested reducing the minimum size of the 1-story homes down to 1,800 square feet and the 2-story down to 2,000 square feet. The project will target empty nesters, and larger homes could push up home prices. Well, so new houses coming on New Hope Road. I'm trying to figure out where on New Hope Road. I hope it's not my land. I had my own. I'm gonna have to get that land before somebody come and get it. If that's God's will. I'm just saying. I want it. Listen, I still want the country feel of Georgia. I do. Like I like that whole country feeling. I do. Gwinnett County Public Schools announced its Teachers of the Year yesterday, the first step toward naming the 2021-22 Teacher of the Year. Yes, we got some good teachers. In all, 139 teachers were named top at their respective schools as voted on by their peers. Later this month, that group will be narrowed down to 25 semifinalists. From that group, 6 finalists will be chosen in early November. And on December the 7th, the district will host a virtual celebration honoring the finalists and naming the teacher of the year. That's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah. So if you want to know the whole process, how they go about that, go to Gwinnett Daily Post. You can find the whole process. The whole process. It's like all the teachers are there. You got Jennifer Bishop, Natalie Pyle, and Taylor Nicole Thompson, Felicia Williams, Jamie Garcia, Cho, Lee Allen, Lucas Findlay, Rebecca Patterson, Rebecca Brown, Christian. I can't even pronounce Christine's last name. Look like Bahacek. Rachel Howard. Listen, I can't go through the whole list. Go to the list and check it out. But anyway, Dr. Sonia Howard, Bonnie Walsh, all of the schools are there. You can go there and check it out. It's 159, something 139. I can't read them all. It's too many. That's a long process though, for real. They have listed all of the teachers on the Gwinnett Daily Post. If you want to go and see who's been nominated, yeah, from 6 finalists, the committee will select a teacher of the year for each level. Middle school, high school, elementary school. Each level is going to get a teacher of the year. So I don't know how many high schools do we have. How many schools do we have in Gwinnett County? We got 139 teachers. So, all right. All right, listen, I'm going to go to my last song. Then we'll come back and give you my word of inspiration today. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So listen, guys, before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for today. And so I got this from my daughter this morning. I don't know if she came up with this or she borrowed it from somebody, but I thought it was pretty cool. So she said, somebody out there doesn't know your worth. Make sure it's not you. I was like, I have got to use that. So let me say it again. Somebody out there doesn't know your worth. Make sure it's not you. Oh my goodness. She said that. I said, girl, that's good. I got to use that on my show. So she does these little shows on Instagram, and she gives out these words of wisdom and inspiration. And every morning she and I talk as she take the baby to school. And she was like, my Instagram is really growing because of these things that I'm sharing. I said, people want that inspiration. They want inspiration in the morning. And when she said that to me, I said, that's going to be my closing statement for today. A lot of times we don't know our worth. And it shows, especially in businesses. When you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times you don't know your worth because you're so afraid that what you have to offer is not worthy of asking for what you want. That was my problem. I was making things bigger in my business. It was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but I wasn't increasing the pricing. I was giving away a whole lot of extra stuff, and I was charging a little bit of money. So I had to get to the point where I was like, this is not serving me. It's stressing me out, which means that now I'm not even giving my clients the best part of me because I'm stressed out because I'm giving them a lot, right? And I'm not charging enough. I'm overworked because I'm not charging enough. So I got to double my workload because I'm not charging enough money for all of the stuff that I offer because I didn't know my worth. And I was afraid to ask people for money. But what I've learned, and because I'm watching people, is that people will find the money to pay for what they want to pay for. Oh, yes, they will find the money to pay for what they want to pay for. I've seen people try to figure out how to pay for $35,000 coaching programs. I'm like, what? Like, in my mind, I'm like, but people, when they see the value in what you offer, you have to see the value. See, that's normally the problem. I was offering all these things. I know they could help people. You want to launch a podcast? I'm going to walk you through the process of launching a podcast. Then I'm going to show you how to set up an Alexa skill. Then I'm going to show you how to make sure you're on all. I know what I was offering, right? But I was charging like $47, $97. I'm like, what? And I started seeing people doing less than what I was doing. Way less. Charging $297. And I was like, wait a minute. Did they just charge like $297? And I'm charging like $97, and they do I'm talking about, when I tell you way less, I'm talking about way less. But that was their model. But they knew their worth, right? And so they weren't afraid to ask for the money. I have a whole podcast training program, and I was shaking like, oh my God, how much do I charge for this program? So if you go to Podchicks University, you can start taking your training just to launch a podcast. It's $297, but I know you're gonna get me. And anybody who knows me know I give my all. I will sit there, I will hold your hand, I will walk through the process. Most people don't even do that. They send you some videos and you pay $297. Here go the videos, watch the videos, answer the questions. And I'm like, really? No, you get me live. But I didn't know my worth. Now I know my worth. I have no qualms about saying, you know what? You want to learn how to start a podcast and get your Alexa skills set up all in that whole 5 weeks? Go to Podchicks, podcastuniversity.training, podcastuniversity.training, www.podcastuniversity.training. Yep, fall semester starting soon. I have no problem with that because I know what you're going to get is a lot. And you're going to get me live and in person for 5 weeks. And I'm going to walk you through the steps. And here's the thing. You can ask me anything. I'm not holding anything back. Anything in that space, you can ask me about that training, anything. But I had to understand my worth. I had to understand that this is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I'm worth. I'm worth way more. What you're getting, people are charging $35,000. I'm not there yet. Mindset-wise, I'm not there yet. I will be, though. Watch out, world. I will be there. Do you know your worth is my question to you. Thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world. You spent the last 50 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you to life for that. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. If you missed any episodes of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. And if you feel so compelled to support the show, buy a book, buy a t-shirt, buy a membership in the Business Directory, support the show. I appreciate you and love you to life for that. Also, be sure to download the app from the App Store. Yes, Good Morning Gwinnett has an app in the App Store. If you got an iPhone or Android phone, there's an app in the App Store for the Good Morning Gwinnett show. That way you never miss an episode. It's right on your phone. We know our phones go everywhere with us. All right, so listen, I got the Noise Podcast Network out there. It's launched. I have 3 podcasts up there right now. I'm going to add 3 more. So right now you're going to see Good Morning Gwinnett, Talk Business with Audrey, and Wise Women Invest, and it will be more content coming on all of those platforms. Of course, Good Morning Gwinnett has content all the time. But I'm relaunching Talk Business with Audrey, and I'll be bringing on amazing guests under Wise Women Invest. And then I'm launching Cannabispreneur. I'm excited about that one. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurs in the cannabis space. So Cannabispreneur podcast is going to be launching soon. Also launching Built Together. That is another podcast that's going to be launching soon. Come Monday, I'll be launching that. And Popcorn and Politics launched this Saturday. So listen, I'm having a good time in this space. I'm loving this space. If you are thinking about starting a podcast, go to podcastuniversity.training. Sign up for the class. You won't be, you will be, I'm going to walk you through the process. I'm going to tell you the things I've done. I'm going to tell you how I managed to host 6 podcasts myself. Now, these are just mine. I'm also co-hosting the District Attorney's podcast. It's called the DA Review. We finally came up with a title yesterday. The District Attorney of Gwinnett County. I'm going to be co-hosting her podcast. It's called the DA Review. I'm co-hosting the Greater Eastside Chamber podcast. We haven't come up with a name for that one yet. So my podcast is just mine, and then I'm co-hosting other people's because they need podcasts. And so, listen, this is what I do. I talk for a living. I need to go to the Lords of London and put some insurance on my throat. I feel like Michael Jordan right now. I am your fairy pod mother. Yes, I am. And thank you again for listening. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing, with more horoscopes and a wonderful guest. So be sure to stay tuned to that guest. All right, y'all stay safe out there. Wear your mask, take your vaccines, do all of those things. I'm not trying to push my opinion on you. I'm just wishing you well. Until next time, my good friends, make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.